Hey, hello, hello. How are you doing? So I am still waiting for the captain. He was saying that maybe we can leave just tonight, but like tonight after midnight or something. So really looking forward to seeing you and meeting you and helping you if I can with the video. See you.
It seemed appropriate that in this land of the midnight sun, we should depart at midnight. A crew of 4 and 10 strangers from around the globe, all seeking adventure or at least something meaningful.
Because David was saying that we arrived at Turek after 1. No, but because it's midnight.
The scientists quickly were at work, the lights of Reykjavik still twinkling behind us. For the next 3 hours they took their measurements while the rest of us simply tried to find our sea legs.
You want to put it in the water?
No.
Oh, it's a baby dolphin.
Has it been a good expedition?
I think so, yeah. It's been...
We had a bit of a rough start though. The first night was a little bit rough, yeah?
We had a bit of everything, I think, yeah, weather-wise.
Yeah.
Mostly favorable winds, but a little bit too much of them in some cases. But it's been pretty nice, I would say.
Following the first day's storm, we took shelter in Olafsfjord. The captain warned of Iceland's increasingly erratic weather patterns.
Something with unstable weather systems in recent years. More powerful waves, more power in the swells.
As we waited out the gale, the team were keen to embark on their first beach cleanup.
Managed by humans. So there's no true wilderness anymore. Like in Germany we have like maybe 1%.
The previous owners.
Yeah, the previous owners.
The previous owners.
Easy life.
And now it's not exactly like that. It's different, but still.
You really see all this creativity in just the way people dress. I'll go next.
Yep, we're going clockwise.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ari. I'm from New York City in the U.S. Want to get out of my comfort zone a little bit of having been in the city now for like 2 years straight, and just that urban lifestyle. So wanting to reconnect with nature to a degree.
I really wanted to be part of an experience that you're not just traveling through nature and seeing nature, you're actually really connecting with it and doing some stuff that actually has a purpose.
Also from New York, and about, I guess, maybe 2 weeks ago now, I quit my job of quite a while. I've been in tech for basically my whole life. Kind of just taking time to focus on the things I like to do: sailing, photography, travel. Can't believe they let me do this.
My name is Belen, and I am from Spain.
All my life, I'm raised and born in Húsavík, but raised.
That evening, we continued our introductions and Hamir told us about Opal, the flagship of North Sailing, the fleet he started with his father and grandfather.
Famous areas for bird breedings.
But I noticed that here, when there's no distinction between day and night, time becomes meaningless.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really everything is about the moment and the wind and the weather and the swell.
Absolutely. And then in my experience, it also gives you energy to have 24 hours of daylight. And I just come from a month up in the high Arctic, now we're here at 66 north, but I was just came back from Svalbard where I'm 79 degrees. So at this time of the year you have basically the sun circling in a similar angle all day long. And that's just all one big long day.
I'll say this nice, tell it in a letter, stamp and mail it out. We did our best, couldn't have done better. I think we should be proud. But you held me down when I was living up, back and forth but never together. So I'll stand up and walk out.
Sailing is at the heart of ocean missions. Some of us had had sailing experience, but none of us had sailed a traditional square-rigged tall ship.
Okay. Good now.
And we're all eager to learn. When I took the helm, Hedmir's advice was as elegant as it was simple. Let her do her dance upon the waves, she told me. Again, we sheltered from the weather. The first thing I noticed when we docked was the fresh concrete wall, piles of aquaculture gear, and Norwegian fishing vessels. Icelandic Unseasonal and Arctic Fish operate the fish farms here, which are majority owned by Norwegian companies. As I walked through the town, I was drawn to the Sea Monster Museum, where I later found Opal's crew. The museum manager told me that before Norwegian investment, the town was dying with fewer than 70 residents. Today, more than 300 people live here, and it's growing.
So we are preparing the manta troll. The manta troll is this device that we use to study microplastic pollution in Icelandic waters. This is the first time somebody is looking at microplastic pollution in ocean surface in Iceland. So it is very important to monitor our waters and get data on this, just to get the first insights of how big is the problem. With Opal, we normally sail to very remote areas, so these remote areas are often difficult for science to reach. So then we use the opportunity to get this type of data. So in this case, we are now in one of the remote fjords in the West Fjords. We are surrounded by fish farms, which is one growing industry here in Iceland, unfortunately, because fish farms are impacting our oceans in different ways.
But there's also like accumulation of microplastic going up the food chain. So it can actually be that the krills are getting it because they're eating tiny food, and then the whales are eating, millions of krill, literally, and each krill has some plastic in it, so then it's like accumulation going up the food chain, which is a problem probably here.
So we are gonna do 3 trolls in this location, 30 minutes each.
So we're gonna turn to a course where the wind is not making us pick up speed, and then we're gonna start with our zigzag trawls.
Okay. 11769. Thank you. Now we just put this on the table and we can start looking at it to see if we find something interesting. We can divide it in 2. One can look at this one can look at here. And then we are trying to look for particles. So this is an eggs. You see the eyes and the tail? It's like a little bit green. Still zooming. Maybe it's on the other side. Can you move? Okay, it's gonna be a little bit. Wait, we have to turn it around. So difficult.
The microplastics measurements in the remote fjords of Unseasonal revealed surprisingly low levels. However, it was a different story when we went ashore for a remote beach cleanup of macroplastics.
Yeah, this is a very special place, as you can see. We've never been here before, which is very exciting for us as well. And we like to monitor the beaches where we go often, like to see the status of the beaches, but we also like to explore new places. And we're going to start now our survey. We gather also scientific data on marine debris in the beaches. So what we're going to do is to walk, all of us, make a line here behind this line, and we're going to walk together like that, finding trash, okay?
Everybody in position! It's not a race. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go!
We don't always do it so dramatically, but...
So excited. I take that too! I'm going a little bit now.
Once the team had completed the scientists' 100-metre survey, we continued to clean the rest of the beach.
Take the small stuff.
Local landowner Ari came across the dunes to greet me as I hauled a pile of net along the sand. He was quick to vent his opposition to the fish farms. I introduced him to the rest of the team.
Hello. Hi. Hi. From the feeding, there's a feeding tube. Ah, this is seen.
Okay. Feeding for the fish farming.
This is just from some fishing.
And this is fish farm, right? Here.
No, this is from salmon farming.
Yeah,
it's a
the
platform.
salmon farm.
Yeah. And this is probably from the salmon farming. That's really from the salmon farming.
That must be a huge food.
Yeah, you can see them if you go close to the. They're used to mark the kind of. It's a calf. It's a
Kalk, yes.
calf. Yeah, the factory. Yeah.
And that is also for the salmon? Or what is it? It's just something completely different?
No, it's kind of a mining. So they take the calf.
Is that where they're using the calcified seaweed mining?
Yeah, it's a what they call calc.
No, it's like the calcified seaweed that they're mining in the sea.
It's basically corals.
Yeah.
They're mining. Yeah.
Mining seaweed?
It's not seaweed. It's basically corals.
Yeah.
But they use they grind them and use them for the calf.
I didn't know they could still do that here.
Almost half a tonne of debris we cleared from the beach, taken back to Opal to be later sorted and recycled.
Okay, see that?
Oh, that's big.
First, I want to have lighter and darker zones. The tail, I think the tail is a little bit small.
Yeah?
It's like, este chico está muy mono. We're going to fix because this has to start like a little bit. Marco, cariño. I think that after the drawing, you're going to get blind. And it's quite normal. A lot of families, children.
It was clear to me that a lot of these small towns and villages struggle to eke out a living, and fishing is the mainstay of their economies. I couldn't help but wonder how people survive here, so isolated in this wildly beautiful environment.
And all this is completely remote. The only way to arrive to this area is only by boat. So of course the plastic and everything else could be also coming from very, very far away, right? So we go around the horn and then we continue looking at the cliffs and we'll keep our journey.
Icelandic is the most isolated and remote region of Iceland, a vast nature reserve on the edge of the inhabitable world. plan was to anchor in a fjord of Hornvik and clean a beach where debris can come from as far as Siberia. But it was clear the weather would not permit this. Hamir decided it was too risky to stop. We kept sailing for what would become a 28-hour continuous leg. We rounded the Horn into the Greenland Sea and saw the gathering wind. I couldn't help but feel as though the sea must have been transformed into charging Valkyrie, intent on driving us out. Stroke of midnight. Hamir hoists sail and reefs the main ahead of the storm. We would not outrun it. For the next 5 hours, the gale raged and battered over steep, hard waves. Most of us went down below and tried to sleep. Sleep was impossible. Twice we were thrown from our bunks. Buffeted and tossed, creaking tensions and slapping water, because all we could do was just to hold on. There's always work to be done. Go in.
Especially after a storm.
After the storm?
Yeah. It's broke during the storm. We had really like I would say one of the most beautiful highlights I ever had in Noem, in Northern Missions. We were in this spectacular landscape in the West Fjords, right, with the sunset and the power of the wind, and we were all so happy and we were all very emotional. And suddenly I was just feeling so high and happy, fulfilled, and like, I don't know, that feeling of this is life, no? This is love and life. And then a few hours later, everything turned around.
Pretty bad waves and rolls and.
In that big storm, somehow our manta troll was gone.
And probably the manta was tied up on the deck, and probably when a wave came over the boat, it probably floated up over the side of the boat, and so yeah, that was very unfortunate. It was quite a symbolic little tool that we built just at the very beginning of ocean missions, and
probably the most important thing we had, like.
But maybe sometime you might pick it up on the beach.
Yeah, possibly, because it's floating. So if it survived the hit, you know, then possibly we will see it one day in a beach cleanup.
So I am writing what each people in this boat has give to me, because I think that all of you has been giving something very important, and I have been feeling very alive, and it's because of course, experience, the journey, but also all of you.
I've never been on the boat. I've never been really. I've never been on the boat. It was full of a lot of waves and a lot of sickness, but it was an adventure.
This trip will change a bit me. And
The trip will change you.
yeah, I think.
How do you think it will change you?
I don't know, the way to see the life.
I didn't think so at first that it would have like this impact on me, but being out there between all the waves and watching the wildlife, it was just so beautiful. Even though the weather wasn't really nice, I just loved it. And to be honest, I really didn't wanna go back on land. With my photography, I very often stay at a location for a long period of time. So I experience also how much time other people spend in a location, and there's sometimes just people coming, like stepping out of the car, taking a few images, and not even 5 minutes later they're back in their car, just leaving again. So I don't really think that in that way you can actually experience or connect to nature. I don't really think you get what it's about if you don't take your time.
Where they buy like a local snack, you know?
Yeah.
To have something.
Let me off the hook. I wanna run wild. Get tangled in the sheets with a lover that isn't you. 'Cause I was on my own when you were by my side. So there's no difference now, except there's nothing to hide. Let me go on without you. Let me go on without you. Let me go on without you. Let me go on. Oh, how the night gives way to the dawn. We were the dew on the morning lawn. Our love was beautiful, but now it's gone. Our love was beautiful, but now